What is good, my loves and fellow creatives? I'm trying something new. I'm trying to pre-post the live, so let me know if you can hear me right now in real time. If I don't see anything, then I'll know that something's going on. All right. Thank you, E. I appreciate that, love. Erica in the building. All right. So, good deal, good deal. We're ready to go ahead and get started. Let's see. Samaj, that's just about to look for you. Good deal, good deal. I hope everyone's doing well and everybody's happy, healthy, and wealthy and wise. Those are my prayers all the time for myself and for everyone else. I appreciate y'all coming out tonight. We're going to do a live proof session. And Samaj, I'll be looking out for your input as I'm designing this. Again, this should be a 10-minute. This is a 10-minute template. It should be about a 10-minute change out, but with me talking through it, it might be a little bit longer, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see, we have two photos that we're going to do here. And Samaj, I'm going to need your help with what words that we're going to do in here. If we're going to keep these exact words, if you want to add names or anything like that, and color changes. So just keep those things in mind as we go through the process tonight. Okay, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to right click on the image that you know you want to change. And we have two photos here. So we have like a background photo and we have a foreground photo. So let me know, Samaj, do you want the photo, the single photo in the foreground is what I'm assuming, and then the group photo in the background, is that correct? And as I'm waiting on that, I'm going to do what I think is correct, and we can always shift them around if we need to. So it might be a little bit of a delay between what I'm saying and whenever you all receive it, but I think it's well enough to where I can see. Yep. Okay, single photo at the top. Perfect. So we'll right click on this. We'll find the photo. That's the name of the photo there. And I'm going to go ahead and drag in the image from the folder. So I'm going to drag it right from the right from the folder, and see how my mouse turns into a plus sign. I'm going to drop it. And I can go ahead and make this a little bit bigger, and we'll fade it off and do what we need to do there. Now, right at this moment, the mask that's here is not exactly fitting for what we need it to do. So first thing I'm going to do is drag it down below the clip layer, and then I dragged it back on top so that it at least fits within the clipping of this mask here. And the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to fade off these edges. Now we can do it a couple of different ways. If I want a more squared look, then I can create a new layer mask down here. Gives me all white. I'm going to grab, instead of my paint bucket, I'm looking for my gradient tool. And the gradient that I want is the black to transparent, because black is going to conceal, white reveals. All right, so it's already white. So when I go through with my transparency, that's where white's going to be. I don't want to choose the black to white gradient, and I'll show you why in just a moment. If I'm going to use my gradient tool to fade off the sides, I'm going to hold down my shift there. It allows me to fade in multiple areas. If I were to do the white, it would only fade in one direction, and I would have to choose that direction. So I always choose the black to transparent, and it allows me to do what I want to do there. And let's see, let me turn on my tracker here so you all can see what I'm clicking on. There we go. So that took care of that part. I can go ahead and respectfully turn off the other image. There we go. And it's already starting to come together. And now I'm going to right click on the photo here. And that's my beautiful, beautiful friend Tiffany there, one of my best friends in the whole wide world. I'm going to go ahead and click on that photo so that I know what position I'm going to be in. And then I'll drag in the new photo. And of course we want to size it to where it's going to fit in the heart. Right there, and we can press enter. And right now it's not in the shape of the heart, so what we're going to do is go ahead and we'll take the heart layer here and we can alt click and drag it, and basically it creates that same clipping path on that new photo, and then we can turn off our original photo. And it looks like there's a little bit of background in there. I think it might be like a post or something behind it. I don't know if that's supposed to stay on there, but let's zoom in and see if we need to clean that up a little bit. Yeah, it looked like whatever the background removal was might have taken off a little more of this than we wanted, because we got up to the goatee there, but it kind of took off some of his ear. If you want to, Samaj, if you have this image, if you will email it to me, dang, I don't want to put we have had bots in the past, or, you know, trolls or whatever, so when I put the email in there, I'm scared now. But you should have the email. If you could email me that photo, I'll recut it for you, but if this is all we have to work with, then it's okay. I want to show you, if you can send me the photo that's not cut out at all, do you have the ability to send that to me? Then that way I can show you a little bit better process, show you a little magic. If not, we go with what we have, and that's cool too. Because basically this template is done, except for if you want to change the colors. I don't know if this is the color scheme you want to go with. We have like a purple and teal here. So let me know what color you might want to go with. And that would be it. That was probably that was definitely less than 10 minutes, because if I got in on time, then that was probably more like 6 or 7 minutes. But if we need to change colors, of course, that would take another couple of minutes there. And if you need to add names and dates and that sort of thing, it would take a little more time too. But I just want you to understand how powerful these templates can be, and that they don't have to just be used for a single purpose. Like this could also be used for Mother's Day or Valentine's. You can take away the wings. It doesn't have to be a remembrance design. I just really want you all to get into visualizing these tools that can be used in so many different ways. Matter of fact, you could use this for pillows. It doesn't have to just be t-shirts either. Okay, so the colors are good as they are. Cool. And you're emailing me now. Let me check it out. And I'll just give it just a second to go ahead and get that information to me. In the meantime, let's see, let's answer some questions here. Do you do logos? Yes, I do. It depends on how simple or how like extravagant you want a logo to be, but they start at 100, and that's usually like your simple, you know, kind of one color, two color type flat designs. And then I also do like 3D type logos where they're not actually 3D printable, but they look 3D. They have, you know, shadows to them and all of that good stuff. And those are usually 150 and up. And it really just depends on how much you want to put into it, how unique you want it to be. Some logos are less trademarkable, if that's a word, than others, meaning that, you know, you're using stock images and stock art to kind of build a logo, and that's fine. That's usually at your $100 range. If I am creating something like literally have to hand sketch it because it doesn't exist, or you want an image that's not a clip art at all, those start at $250. So I have a good little range, but I definitely can help you with logo design as well. And maybe that's something we'll get more into on this channel. Let's see, I think I have an email here. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and download this file, and then together we will see how Remove BG does. It might not do that well, and if it doesn't, I'll show you how to fix it. So let's do Remove BG. And if you have a business, Samaj, I know we were talking earlier today, this is probably going to be one of your best friends. So let's see if it does us any justice today, or if it embarrasses me in front of company. You know how stuff likes to do when you try to show out. So I'm going to go ahead and log in because I have the one where I get credits every month to remove backgrounds from my photos, and that's so that I can get the higher resolution images. So I'm just going to drag and drop right from my folder onto the screen here, and bam. Now I see it did also remove this background, but I don't have the stairs back there anymore. Let me let you see what this does. I'm going to go ahead and edit this, because I want to add his ear back there. So let's zoom in. And I don't do a fantastic job of cutting on this program because it's really difficult to do with this mouse. But I'm going to go to restore here, and I'm going to restore this area around where his ear is, because it looks like it's kind of blended into the background. So I will quite naturally just take that off with the pen tool in Photoshop. And then that'll give you an idea of how I would have to cut this out in Photoshop anyway. And we don't really care about what's down, like the shoes and the floor, because we don't even get to that part in the image. But this looks good as is. I'm going to go ahead and download it, with the exception of around that ear. And then I'm going to show you how, if we were to cut this out through Photoshop, how that would look. So I will do the same thing. I'm going to drag it into our Photoshop program, drop it real quick. And when you drag it and drop it into the file, it is a smart object. And the way that you know it's a smart object is you can see this little icon down here in the bottom right corner on the thumbnail. That means I can double click it and it is editable. And there we have it. So I'm zooming in, Control plus zooming in. I'm using my space bar while I move it around. That gives me a pan, like a little pan movement. All right, and this is a low resolution file, but I think I can still make out where this needs to be cut. So I'm going to grab my pen tool, and this is how I would have had to cut out the entire thing, but Remove BG definitely did a lot of the work for me. So I only have to do this on the part that I feel like it didn't distinguish the background from the foreground as well. Now I'm just clicking on the outside. Normally I make masks, so I don't like to delete pixels, but in this case, pixels are already there, they're already removed, and it just is what it is. So I'm gonna make a selection, and it's gonna ask me how many pixels that I wanna feather this. So I'm gonna choose 2 pixels and see if that's enough, because basically it already has kind of a pixelated edge. Now I hit delete. That was probably too many pixels for this size image, so let me go back one more time, make this a selection, and this time to feather the radius, I'm going to choose 0, because I see these little squares are already in it, so maybe I don't need to fade anymore. Control D, and it looks natural to the image. So sometimes you go and it'll look too faded off or too clean, and it doesn't match the existing cutout. But that looks good. Now if I try to exit out of here, it's going to ask me something. Save changes to the Adobe Photoshop document. This is a smart object before closing. I'm going to say yes. I want it to save that smart object so that it updates right here. Give it a second and we will see an ear appear. Oh, there it was. It was underneath. So yeah, the ear appeared. Now what I want to do is, just like I did before, I want to take this layer mask and I want to make it apply. So I'm going to Alt, click and drag it. That's making a copy of it. And then it will automatically apply to this new layer. And then I don't need that image anymore. I have a better one. And inside of this image, I can do Control T and I can transform it. And you see that I don't have my heart linked to my photo. That means I can move them independently. As soon as I get it the size that I want, I'm going to link them so that they move together. And I'm just trying to make the image as big as can be inside of this heart. And then we have an option here. We can do the photo as is, or we can play with the blend mode. And let's see, I think, is it soft light is what it was, that screen. So you can play with different blend modes to make it look like it's inside of that color heart. That's soft light. So soft light makes it look like it's inside, and you can even duplicate this and make the original photo show up as well as normal. And then just bring that opacity down. That's just me doing a little extra while I have y'all here, just showing you. So now it kind of looks like if you're a jewelry maker and you make those things with epoxy and that sort of thing, it looks like it's inside of the heart. So you have that option. And in this case, let me know what you want to do, Samaj, whether you want it to look like it's inside of the blue or that it is on top of it, full color and full visibility. Let's see, I have a few more questions. Max, does the new all over templates include the 10-minute teas? So all of those templates on there should be 10-minute tea templates, even if they're all over. And that's the whole beauty of an all over, because usually it takes you a lot more time to design an all over. But the all overs have a way that they have a mask that goes down to a 13 by 19. But regardless if you buy the all over version or the 13 by 19 version, it should take you about 10 minutes to change out the elements. And I'm not saying that to tell you that if you don't have it in 10 minutes, something is wrong. What I'm telling you is by the time you practice with these enough, you'll be able to do a customer's design in 10 minutes and still be able to charge them the art fee that I would charge in this case, which would be a minimum of $20. So $20 usually is a single photo. I might do 2 photos, but usually it's a single photo, a template that's already done. I charge $20, and that includes if I need to change out words, changing the colorway, and updating 1 photo. Usually each additional photo I charge $5 for. Okay, and so Samaj, we're going to go with the full color. Great, so that means all we're going to do on this opacity is just crank that up to 100%. And that is really it. That's it. And let me know if you see anything that you want to change or you want to see updated. But that's it. So once you all get really comfortable with these templates, you'll be able to change out these designs in about 10, I'll say maybe 15 minutes until you get really comfortable with them. So I can go ahead and save as, which I should have done in the first place, and save this in the client files. And that is it, my love. And I'll go ahead and send that to you as the Photoshop file. And if you want to display it as PNG, all you have to do is take off this white background layer. You'll see the checkerboard around it. I turn it on when I want to see if my edges are clean and if I'm getting like this is a little too close. So I'm breaking my own rule there. These wings here. Let me go ahead and choose my move tool. Let me change that. The drop shadow on them is getting deadly close over here. And I could also crop it inside of my background. I think that's what I'll do. Make sure that everything is in here. So I'm going to take this slate mask, control select it. It's going to select everything. And then on my front image, I'm going to do a new layer mask, and bam, that means all of my edges should be cleaned to where that slate edge mask is, or slate mask edge is. So that's it. Okay, so I finished this a lot quicker than I thought. Do y'all have any questions while y'all are here? And Smaja, if this is good to go, just let me know that it's good to go, and I'll go ahead and send that over to you via email. You'll have that. Good. I'm glad you like it, and I hope the clients like it as well. I'm going to be working on some magazines, some senior magazine covers. I know I told you I was going to work on this some time ago, but y'all keep throwing work at me, which I'm not complaining, okay? So we're building together, which is really nice. And I saw that people have recently been searching on the website for anniversary, and it's anniversary and wedding stuff. So I didn't think of that, but I don't really have a lot of wedding and anniversary stuff on there. So if you all want to put some suggestions in the Innate Creatives group, what you might like to see, then I can kind of get started on that content. But I want to make sure that I'm sticking with you all, that we have something that pretty much fits your customer needs, especially when it comes to these photo shirts and items, because I know you're doing a lot more than just shirts. All right, so let's see, I don't have any more questions. Family reunion stuff, absolutely. As a matter of fact, the Proud Family font, the reason why I even developed it is because I wanted to do a family reunion design kind of centered around that. So that ought to be fun. I do have quite a few family reunion designs and SVGs and kind of screen printable designs as well. I'm going to start rolling those out because I know some of you order screen prints. And I know there's several of you who still use vinyl, and I use vinyl from time to time as well. So those designs will come in handy for that. And if you can start getting people on photo shirts for family reunions, it is definitely a game changer. And I'll show you one that I think it'll come up while I have you here. Let's see. No, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. It might take a little minute while I'm doing this live and running Photoshop. We have a lot of resources pulling at one time. So let me know if things drop off or if sound goes away, anything like that. And that's one of our family reunion shirts that we recently did. And that was basically to help us younger folks, and I'm saying younger, but I'm 36. So those of us 36 and younger were trying to figure out a lot of family reunions, how we were related to one another. You know, oh, that's your cousin so-and-so, that's your cousin so-and-so. So we developed this, and this actually stops at my granddad. So this is still quite a lot of information, a lot of photos, but it honored, I think, the ancestors very, very well. It made the kids really proud to see how we were connected to one another. And that's something I want to go ahead and teach you all how to do too. It's not really a template per se. It may be a little bit of a template, so I will develop it as a template, but it's more about how you organize the information, how you can fit it all on there. Because when people send you this was probably, let's count how many individuals: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25. So you can imagine trying to put 25 photos on something. Okay, so this was, I'll take you through the process of redesigning this, because this was more about organizing photos than it was about the design itself. So I think that will be an interesting one, and you all let me know there's anything that you want to see. I'm going to be checking the group, the Innate Creatives group, to see what you all want to see. Can the mom template be reconstructed for dads? Yes, the free mom template, absolutely. I want to see y'all do that. There is a dad template right now, but it's like dad's are son's first hero, daughter's first love, that sort of thing. But there is a free mom template. Go ahead and change those letters to DAD and, watch that video, switch those photos out. I would love to see that. And the template is still free, right? Did I charge for it yet? It should be a free template. I do that from time to time. I'm all right. Thank you, Veronica. I appreciate that. Max, thank you. Yes, I'm telling you, Pam, we cousins because the Woodens and the Wootens, around here they come from the same area. All right, so yeah, just for that, I would like to get your input on what you want to see. Oh, I'm about to kill your beginner budget, but I tell you what, if you take the take advantage today, I extended it because some of us don't know what 24 hours is. So they had the items in their cart, and when they went to checkout, they went back up to regular price. And I extended it to a specific time now, so that I'm not asking you to tell time. I extended it until 11:59 Eastern Standard Time tonight, so you all can purchase all the templates at half off. Okay, so try that with your beginner's budget. If you don't know about it, now you know. And even if you just get a couple of templates, keep in mind they can be used for other things. So if you see the one with roses, and it might look like a remembrance shirt, but keep in mind, oh, I can use those roses for graduation, for Mother's Day, for someone's birthday, that sort of thing. Just keep in mind the universal ability of each and every template. Now, some of them are very specific, and it's going to be what it is, but they're very specific for a reason. They sell that way. And I want you all to look like you have pro level designs at your disposal, and you don't even have to tell them your designer. Just say, oh, I have to send it to my graphic designer. All right. If you let them know that you have to send it to somebody, then they won't feel like buttholes when they tell you that they don't want to pay a design fee. Well, of course, I have to send it to my graphic designer. It's going to take, 24 to 48 hours, and it's $30 when you're using 3 pictures, or one picture is $20. Yeah, 20, 25, 30. So they're getting a little spicy on the photos, and you just let them know I have to pay the graphic designer for each photo. And even if you're the graphic designer, are you lying? Are you lying? You have to pay your graphic designer. You're the graphic designer. Okay. Yes. So, and I'll be doing more of these live proofing sessions. And this is to really help you all, because even if you have customers that need to see a live proofing session, you can tell me that it's your customer watching, and I will treat this as not necessarily as much as talking to you all, but talking to that customer and making them feel like they have a designer on their side. And it usually doesn't take me more than 10 to 15 minutes to do one of these for your customers. But you get that added benefit of them having a live kind of input on the design. Okay. So y'all let me know how you like that, and if there's anything that we can change and upgrade, definitely let me know. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do, we're gonna log out of this one. I'm going to log right back in 10 minutes and do a magazine layout, senior magazine. I'm going to start on it, and y'all will get to watch me make that from scratch. A lot of times y'all ask me to make things from scratch, and I don't typically do it because it takes a long, long time. So we'll be doing a senior magazine file from scratch. All right, love. So I'm gonna let y'all go for a little minute. It's not a real bye. I'll be back in like 10 minutes. So I'm not gonna say my long bye. I'm just gonna say bye for the next 10 minutes, okay? And I'll see y'all in just a bit. All right, loves. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope to see you in just a bit. You're welcome, Samaj. Hopefully, I'll see you in a bit as well.